Imagine lying beside the person you love, the person you changed your entire life for, only to discover that while you were planning forever, he was planning a wedding with someone else. This isn't just a story of betrayal. It's the story of how I turned heartbreak into justice and made sure he'd never forget the day he underestimated me. Asterisk if you've ever tasted the sting of betrayal or dreamed of the perfect comeback. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and get ready for a story where justice isn't just served, it's delivered with precision. Drop a comment if you've ever felt the urge to reclaim your power. Let's dive in. For 4 years, Jay was my world. Against the wishes of my family, against the warnings of friends, I chose him. I bent and twisted myself to fit into his world, changing my religion, walking away from my roots, believing that love could conquer all. Every sacrifice, every lonely night, every awkward family dinner was worth it, I told myself, because Jay loved me. We'd just celebrated our cultural wedding, a vibrant blur of color and tradition, laughter, music, and the promise of a future together. The legal ceremony was set for next month. I remember thinking, finally, everything is falling into place. But sometimes, the ground beneath your feet gives way, and you realize you've been standing on quicksand all along. There were signs. Stella at first. DJ's phone always face down. Late night texts, unexplained absences. I wanted to trust him. I needed to. I'd already given up so much. It's the memory of our first major. Fight still haunts me. I'd found out he was on Facebook dating, talking to other women. He swore it was a prank, blamed his friends. I wanted to believe him, so I did. I stayed. But trust, once cracked, is never quite whole again. Today, something in me snapped. Maybe it was the way he smiled in his sleep, so peaceful, as if the world was perfect. Maybe it was the growing ache in my chest, the gnawing suspicion that refused to die. My hands trembled as I reached for his phone. My heart pounded so loudly I thought it would wake him. I scrolled through his messages, my breath shallow, my fingers cold. There it was, a thread with another woman. Not just flirtation plans, arrangements, discussions about a future together. He told her he doesn't believe in love. It's the same man who whispered, "I love you" into my ear just hours before. But the betrayal didn't end there. DJ's mother, my new mother-in-law, was messaging this woman too. Building rapport, wishing her happy birthday at midnight, weaving her into the family tapestry that I thought I was part of. Around the same time, Jay claimed he was traveling for his cousin's wedding. He was likely plotting an engagement with her. I felt the world tilt on its axis. My skin prickled, my vision blurred. My mind raced. Was his sister, my friend, in on it? Had everyone been playing a role except me? I lay beside Jay, listening to his steady breathing, my body rigid with shock. My thoughts spiraled. Was I not enough? Had my sacrifices meant nothing? I replayed every moment, every conversation, searching for clues I'd missed. My chest tightened, a physical ache that radiated through my bones. I stared at the ceiling, counting the seconds until dawn. My anger simmered, hot and electric, pulsing through my veins. I wanted to scream, to shake him awake and demand answers, but I waited. I needed to be calm, needed to be precise. Morning sunlight crept through, the curtains painting the room in soft gold. Jay stirred, oblivious to the storm brewing inches away. I watched him, my heart pounding, my mind rehearsing what I'd say. He yawned, stretched, smiled at me. Morning, love. I sat up, clutching his phone in my hands. Jay, we need to talk. His smile faltered. What's wrong? I unlocked. His phone scrolled to the messages and held it out to him. Explain this. His face drained of color. He stammered, reaching for excuses. But the evidence was undeniable. I watched his mask crumble, revealing the coward beneath. Jay begged, pleaded, swore it meant nothing. He blamed his family, claimed he was pressured, insisted he loved me. His mother called, her voice syrupy sweet, urging me to understand our culture, to forgive and forget. I felt sick, I reached out to his sister, desperate for the truth. She denied knowing anything, but her voice trembled. I realized I was alone. The weight of betrayal pressed down on me, suffocating. I thought of my own family, the ones I'd hurt. For Jay, I imagined their faces, the disappointment, the "I told you so's." I wanted to hide, to disappear. But then something shifted inside me, a spark of anger, of resolve. I would not be the victim of their lies. I would not let them rewrite my story. I spent the next 24 hours in a haze of adrenaline and determination. I gathered evidence, screenshots, messages, every shred of proof. I called my closest friends, told them everything. Their outrage fueled. I contacted my family, swallowing my pride, and confessed the truth. They were hurt, but supportive. My mother's voice, steady and strong, reminded me of who I was before Jay. I made a decision. I would expose Jay and his family, not with rage, but with precision. I would confront them publicly, in front of both families, so there could be no more secrets, no more lies. The day of the legal wedding arrived. Both families gathered, dressed in their finest smiles plastered on their faces. Jay looked nervous. His mother tight-lipped. I stood tall, my heart pounding, my hands steady. As the ceremony began, I interrupted. "Before we proceed, I have something to share." All eyes turned to me. I pulled out my phone, projecting the messages onto the screen. Gasps echoed through the room. DJ's father demanded an explanation. His mother wept, her facade shattered. I spoke clearly, my voice unwavering. "This is the truth. Jay and his family have been planning an arranged marriage with another woman behind my back. I will not marry a liar. I will not be part of this charade." The silence was deafening. My family rushed to my side, their support a lifeline. Jay tried to speak, but no one listened. News spread quickly. Friends and relatives called, offering support or expressing shock. Jay's family tried to spin the story, but the evidence was irrefutable. Their reputation, once spotless, now stained. Jay reached out, begging for forgiveness. I blocked his number. His mother sent gifts, letters, apologies. I returned them all. I focused on healing, therapy sessions, long walks, reconnecting with my roots. I rediscovered the parts of myself I'd buried for Jay. I learned to trust my instincts. To value my worth, my revenge wasn't loud or violent. It was quiet, methodical, and devastatingly effective. By exposing the truth, I reclaimed my narrative. I forced Jay and his family to face the consequences of their actions. Their social circle, once adoring, now whispered behind their backs. Invitations dried up. Business deals faltered. But most importantly, I found peace. I realized that true justice isn't about destroying others. It's about reclaiming your power, your dignity, your life. Jay's reaction was a mix of shock, anger, and desperation. He never expected me to fight back, to expose him so publicly. His family, once so proud, now avoided eye contact in public. The woman he'd been courting disappeared, unwilling to be part of the scandal. As for me, I walked away with my head held high. The pain lingered, but it was tempered by a fierce sense of self-respect. I wasn't just a victim, I was a survivor. I was the author of my own story. Betrayal can shatter you, but it can also forge you into something stronger. Sometimes, justice isn't about revenge, it's about refusing to be broken. If you're ever betrayed, remember, you have the power. To write your own ending, if this story struck a chord, hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? Let's build a community where justice, truth, and self-worth always win. Until next time, stand tall and never let anyone rewrite your story but you.